What's good, brothers?
What's good, brothers?
This
Totally
is
Gamescast, bro.
Dude, this is the Totally Gamescast. Make sure
episode
to like, subscribe that channel, click that like button. But
Is it episode 23 or 24?
24 for sure.
Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, because you just did. So I actually want to throw you a curveball. I was supposed to tell you beforehand. But dude, did you see the game that got announced today? It's breaking, like, it's getting more likes on people's like Twitters or whatever than the Pokemon announcement, which we'll get into here shortly. But it's the Spongebob game from the GameCube. It's getting remastered. 2003 cult classic. Have you ever been to Bikini Bottom, bruh?
Nah, dude.
So the only reason why I bring it up is because I do have a fun memory with it where I was able to like rent a game at Family Video. I used to live in Johnston, Iowa. Not a great place, but I was able to rent a game when we got like a pizza or like some. I think it was pizza or bebop's. I don't know. I had like a family night. I got to rent a game after we watched the movie. I got to go downstairs play my game. I rented this game randomly. Okay, guys, we're about to pop it up. Trey's got the Big Daddy control panel.
Oh,
so this game, I think this is the 2014 game. Is this it?
I don't know, dude. Oh, a 6-hour gameplay. Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude, this is it. This is Bikini Bottom from the GameCube. And they're remastering this game, dude. THQ Nordic, if you don't know, guys, it is a humongous publisher that just is known for, like, the last 3 years, 2-3 years, buying up companies.
Okay.
Left and right, and IP. And so what they just did is, I believe they bought the rights to either this game or just all SpongeBob games.
Dear Lord.
Yeah, dude, but it's actually a pretty good game. Like,
The gameplay looks like at least decent, like, but
For
the
SpongeBob?
level looks pretty. It looks like a flat thing with a background. You know what I mean?
I think it
The
looks pretty okay for GameCube, but
Dude,
if you're gonna-
GameCube was kick-ass, man.
Yeah, you got me there. I mean, that was my console of choice in that gen.
But yeah, I mean, it obviously needs remastered, but like, why remaster it?
Well, I think it's because only 90 kids remember type thing. You know what I mean? Like, 2003, I think, is when it originally debuted, came out, and people are gonna love playing this game again that are now close to 30, or well, they were 7 or 8 now they're like 20 something.
See, I think I'm like 30 now, and I think that I was a little bit old for SpongeBob.
Agreed.
Like, I saw like some episodes, but like, it was like probably because I had a younger brother, you
Right.
know, and we didn't even have a cable either growing up.
I forget
so
how old your younger brother is.
He's
Evan.
4 years younger than
Okay.
me, so he's fine.
Okay, no, that's exactly about perfect then, because my little sister that's turning 28 this year, so about 27, later this year, she's like was definitely SpongeBob age.
Hell yeah.
She also borrowed this game and played it for a fact.
Well, it's funny how like shows will like miss like a 2-year generation pretty much. Like, so like my buddy Steve, he's like 4 or 6 years older than me. I don't fucking know, but he like has no interest in Pokemon, you know, and like was like,
yeah.
so it's like just he missed it, you know what I mean, kind of thing. And I think I just missed this. As sad as it is that I missed this quality game.
I think it did get, it's legit a cult classic. I think it did get good reviews back in the day. Critics loved it, kind of thing. Like, it was one of those things, well, back, dude, people could just cash grab. We all know Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, some of those games were shaky. What other games had like the IP of like a movie or a show?
Oh,
It
that Ninja
sucked.
Turtle game was actually sick for GameCube,
Yeah.
dude.
Oh no, I'm not only talking about GameCube. I'm going back farther now.
Yeah.
In the
Ninja Turtle
80s.
ones were really good.
Okay,
like,
that's a bad example.
Simpsons ones were good. Like, I'm trying to think.
Ooh, the
bad
Simpsons
ones.
Crazy Taxi
E.T.
one?
was bad.
Oh yeah.
I mean, like, Crazy Taxi Simpsons was like 6 out of 10. Like, I mean, it was what it was. I like did not love the game, but I mean, if you really love Crazy Taxi,
Yeah.
like, or something, I don't know.
What is it? Crazy Chase or something?
Dude.
Simpsons Run.
Hit and run,
Hit and
yeah.
But they're basically, companies will definitely just use an IP to cash grab. I think it's Transformers games have been bad before. That kind of thing, you know? So for this one to come back, it set Twitter on fire today compared to like these Pokemon thing. So let's get into Pokemon, I guess. That's a good segue by you.
Well, you did that, dude.
A little bit. No, you did, dude.
Well, okay. I lost. Where's the Pokemon topic? I can't find.
I put all the ones I add at the back, so it's a little bit easier.
Okay, so let's watch the trailer here while we're talking about it. We'll multitask here. Okay, boom. Slam it.
So this is my first time seeing it. I was at work today, so I was not able to. Game footage not final, but look how clean it looks.
Yeah, I mean, didn't we see some of this footage in the previous thing?
I feel like we didn't get to see much more than just like the field.
Sure.
Now we saw a couple city shots. Battling with those are the 3 starters. Of course, we're gonna pick.
Oh, Nux, bro.
Came in with those nugs.
Dude.
Okay. Oh, those random encounters though, dude. You know that's.
I love random encounters. I have no issue with it. I love grindy games though.
Okay. Well, I liked Let's Go Pikachu to be honest, with the seeing what you're about to get. 'Cause it was just as fun, and you could just go to that one. But I will say you did not have to grind in that game much at all. It was more like a just tap and go.
Yeah. I mean, I hope that it's not super like a lot of the Pokemon streamers are wanting like all of these quality of life changes to Pokemon, and I just want them to leave it as grindy and annoying as it's ever been. You know, I don't want them to change the competitive spirit, but wow, that looks great.
Yeah, dude, the different seasons, hell yeah. Wow. The battle, earlier the battle, we saw some battle.
So this is good. Sick, dude, because this is actually showing that it's separating itself from the DS1, which was my
100%.
biggest, like, worry.
Totally.
And it's totally, like, different.
So we just saw us running through the field, and the camera was panned down so you could see the top of the sky, possibly for like flying Pokemon or something, I don't know, or like looking towards the sky. That is something you can do now in the field. You can change the camera view, which has never been a thing in any Pokemon game.
Ooh, what's this big ball?
It's gonna be a giant Raichu, though.
Oh my god.
Yeah, because guess what? We got, what's it called? Raid battles, dude. Where we can all team up online to fight giant Pokemon.
Okay.
It is going to be pretty dope.
See, I wish they had cashed in a little bit more on like the battle animations, because that's still really similar to DS, like, which is kind of disappointing. But I mean, like, there's so many Pokemon. What are you gonna do? Do like individual animations? But
oh god, that guy looked weird as heck. Look at that,
dude. He's like buff. Dude, it's like a buff bug catcher.
Yeah, no, he's the bug Pokemon guy, and I think his name's Milas or something.
Okay. I think this is like everyone's Pokemon's all big.
This has to do with the Dynamax, I think, which makes your Pokemon giant. The battle state, which makes your Pokemon giant. Okay. But there is also raids, which I think was the other one that we saw where they caught the Gyarados, and it was like a Rubik's Cube looking Pokeball. All right, we're about to get the one more thing where we see the legendaries. Yeah.
He looks like
That's the shield.
Yeah. He looks like a Gundam wing or something. Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I can see why everyone would want sword, because the sword one's way tighter, and I doubt you would get both of these because they're pretty much the same fucking Pokemon.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, they do look almost the exact same.
Because we were talking before the show that most of the time you get both of the legendary Pokemon.
Yeah, and that was actually some news to me because I'm breaking out my life's.
Great. Get the fuck away from me.
Goddamn allergies. Alright.
Pokemon coloring book.
Yeah, it comes with the Pokemon. Alright, November 15th release date, fam. I thought it would be closer to Black Friday, but obviously we all knew it was going to be November. That's typical for a main line Pokemon game to be coming out. Hell yeah. So what was in there that you saw that was like something that you have to see better besides like the battle animation?
I saw like some open world stuff going on where there was just like kind of wandering Pokemon. I kind of want to know what that was about, because I saw like a Rhydon just walking around. Yeah. It's like, what the fuck is going on here? And then, especially with the random encounters, it kind of looked different than previous ones because he kind of ran towards the random encounter. I'm not sure exactly what that was about either, so I'd be excited to kind of see what that is. But
so you played a lot of the DS and 3DS ones, right?
Yeah. I mean,
a good chunk.
Yeah, I have like 350 Pokemon on Sun. Sun is what I have.
That's the newest one.
Yeah,
Ultra Sun, whatever. But it's like the newest one. So is that out of like 700?
I have no fucking clue.
Yeah,
Like that's like not how uncommitted to like
Right.
getting them I am.
But
you
still,
know?
350 is a lot.
Yeah, no shit, dude.
So yeah, do you think that they're gonna be improving greatly on that? Like I mean, Switch, and then we saw the graphics are much better, but as far as like Sun and Moon, I thought were like a step forward finally again, like compared to like the Game Boy Advance ones where those ones were great, but then the DS ones were kind of a step back.
Yeah, I'm hoping it's a step forward. I mean, I don't see why it's not. It wouldn't be. I mean, like they probably have like a pretty formulaic approach to how they make these games at this point. So I mean, like,
How was the story in that game? Like, do you ever play these games for the story?
the stories have really gone downhill in my opinion. So in my opinion, the old charm of Pokemon games like Red and Blue and like Silver is like the story wasn't like completely on the surface. You kind of had to dig a little bit in the towns, kind of piece together some information from townspeople to kind of even understand what was happening. Because I mean,
like
you
Silphco, dude.
yeah, and there's all this like secret stuff, and like I really haven't felt that in any Pokemon game since Silver. You know what I mean? So
Interesting.
I think that now the games are definitely targeted towards kids. Where I mean, the games previously were targeted towards kids, but they were like smarter. You know what I mean? And now they're marketed towards dumb kids, in my opinion. But I don't know.
Or we're just getting smarter as we
Yeah,
go.
I mean, that's a definite
what
possibility.
So new legendary Pokemon are called the Zacian and Zamazenta, as we can see here on this screen. But the stadium battles, the Dynamax battle state where you have giant Pokemon, and then there's multiplayer raid battles too. So pretty tight.
Yeah.
Is this day one for you?
Day one.
One of the few day ones left in the year, really, because you and I have both discussed multiple times on this show. We're kind of holding back on a lot of games. I didn't get Days Gone day one like I thought.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, I can like say Apex Legends the reason why I didn't. I haven't been playing that game though. I've been keeping away from that.
You've been off the pecs.
Yeah, exactly.
Not day one probably. I mean, maybe day one. It just depends because like August 27th, WoW comes out.
Yeah.
So it's like So like 1-2 months after, right? So it's like that's probably when the addiction is going to be in its full swing.
Yeah,
so
you have
it's
2 full months of September, October for WoW, and then a couple weeks. So you really have 10 weeks.
So it just depends on how the content releases for WoW. If it's like leveled off and like I'm kind of like bored, I can like easily bust out like 100 hours of Pokemon.
And so is WoW, is that going to be 20 bucks or 10 bucks a month?
I think it's 10 now.
So you'll be saving some good chunk of change if you're not spending $60 on a new game every month.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing about being addicted to one game is like you're like, okay, I need to change the pace. I'm gonna buy this game. Okay, downloaded. Okay, it's like, well, while it's downloaded, I'm gonna play this, and then you're in like you're fully back addicted to the game. So it's like, I don't know.
You play this game so much, you need a new skin or need a new, some sort of micro transaction to get you like feel like you're playing a new game again, right?
Well, dude, WoW has no microtransactions.
Is that something that they've never had?
So they have it in retail, but like now for this classic relaunch, they're trying to stay as true to like the old game as they can, so they're not doing microtransaction shit.
I'm down with it. Pokemon's coming out November 15th. You can hear more from us. This was like the Pokemon Direct for E3, so I don't think we're gonna be getting anything else next week at Nintendo's Direct, for instance. Except for they'll probably mention it, right? They have to even mention. Maybe they'll talk more about Pokemon Sleep and lull us all to sleep.
Yeah, dude.
So let's move forward. What do you want? I want to talk about this Modern Warfare. Maybe play that video.
All right.
The trailer, because I've been hearing about this. It dropped last week, guys, as we discussed on the episode 23. But this game trailer dropped on Thursday. So we record on Wednesdays, as you know, live right now on twitch.tv/TotallyTrey. But yeah, so I didn't get to see this yet. So I had a busy weekend.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen it. Well,
pretty sure it said actual in-game footage right away too, so it's good to note, like it right in the beginning here.
I think this is like popped up in my feed.
Okay.
I think I've seen this.
Obviously looking really, really clean. I mean, it's not looking like the Pokemon game we just watched, everyone. It looks almost real life.
Bravo 6. Going dark.
Ooh, night vision. Oh my gosh.
What the? Fuck, gaming's gotten
It's
crazy,
getting
brother.
nuts.
Dear God, bro.
And we haven't even gotten to next gen yet. Well, on PC, this probably is. We can go up to next gen. So pay attention to the themes, guys. The look for terrorist attack themes. Look for, I don't even know, man. All I know is that they're going for some really. Look at, there was a child there with like a, yeah, exactly. They're going from some darker themes that looks like, you know, like they're going back to, okay, let's play Call of Duty like with a actual story. Modern Warfare right there.
Yeah, because like, let's be real, like as far as like multiplayer games go, like Call of Duty has definitely fallen like out of favor as like the #1 like competitive game. Like, I mean, CS:GO kind of always was that game, you know what I mean? But like, oh, it's my birthday that comes out. Weird.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I thought that was your birthday.
I mean, I'm not. Maybe someone will give it for me. I don't know. But like, I mean, that looks really cool, honestly.
Yeah.
I like haven't ever purchased. Well, no, I purchased Call of Duty Blackout. Did not ever play it.
Yeah. Well, you played it for a little bit, right?
Like,
didn't
under
you
an
return it
hour.
and get it back? Money
No,
back?
no, that was Anthem.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
dude, I'm glad I got away with that one, especially,
Yeah.
dude. But how about you? Are you a Call of Duty freak of nature?
No, I played Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2.
I think that's
way
when I played.
back in the day, dude. I think Modern Warfare came out 10 years ago this year, so that
Okay.
makes sense of like doing a reboot of the name. So that's one thing that people online, I've seen some people like throwing some shade for having Modern Warfare again, like not just going Modern Warfare or whatever, they're on 5 or whatever. What do you think about that? Does it matter to you?
No, I mean,
Quibbling over like or fighting over like the name is just so silly.
dude, people like to complain, and like if so, that trailer looked really clean, and I can't think of anything else to complain about. So I mean, that would be
Yeah.
like, you know, like the thing is like, okay, the name sucks.
Yeah.
Like,
So like God of War went back to God of War, right? After God of War 3 and then like the Ascension on the PSP and all that. Like
yeah, I mean, like PlayStation is going away from the PS4 thing, right? Like after PS4, they're changing it down.
I'm
right?
not sure about that. It might be
Okay, okay.
PS5.
Damn, dude.
It
I
might
mean,
be.
PlayStation's the only one committed to it, I think, honestly. but-
Or Xbox might go to Xbox 0 because they're going backwards now. You never know, guys.
Regression, dude. Regression. They don't make them like they used to. Let's just put it that way, dude.
Couple things of note that I've heard around online about this is that Freedom Fighters, so they're gonna have like they're gonna play towards like Modern Warfare in the sense that like they're gonna have terrorist attacks. Like, I think there's a terrorist attack in London, like type of scene in there, or like someone's just been talking about that, and that you're gonna be playing. There's a scene where there's like a bad guy, a gunman, going through like a house, and then he hears like a child crying. Like, and what is he gonna do? Go kill the kid? So like they're gonna be playing with some darker themes. I'm excited to see some more details for this game. Obviously, this will be on one of the big Activision on their screen for them for E3 next week. So we're gonna see some more on Call of Duty for sure. But you have some other Call of Duty news down here.
Oh, yeah. So they're moving away from the pay per map model, which is kind of surprising to me, actually. So the reboot, obviously we covered the reboot. It's got like a new co-op mode apparently because people are burnt out on like the zombie mode, so it's more of like some new type of co-op mode. And apparently, according to an article, according to Forbes, they're going to be launching with true crossplay, so PS4, Xbox, PC.
Ooh.
So, and they're also killing the $50 season pass model, which in my opinion is super dope.
So insanely high.
Well, because so I was reading, and there's this like issue with like how they release Call of Duty maps, and you had to like buy the map pack each time it came out, and if you didn't buy the map pack, you couldn't queue in with people that had bought the map pack. So there was like these issues playing with your friends, and then like you just didn't know if your maps would be in the rotation or whatever, so you pretty much were forced into buying maps all the time. So it's cool.
I'm pretty sure that's how it was for Gears of War 2. I remember when like 2 maps were released, and if you didn't have those, you couldn't be in the queue with me who had them.
Yeah,
It's so weird.
it's a
Wow.
slick strategy to like trick people
True.
into it.
Like my friend has it, so I gotta get it.
Well, yeah, you buy your first map and then you're like, wait, I can't play with you still, and then you have to buy however many else, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's kind of a dirty trick in my opinion.
That's pretty cool. They're going no longer paying to play for the map.
Yeah.
That's really interesting. So what do you want? I want to kind of talk about this Tesla model, S3 and X all getting Cuphead. What in the heck?
So not only are they getting Cuphead, they have their own like Tesla Tari or something like that, like some sort of emulator thing with games specifically for Tesla. But
There's so many Easter eggs on the Tesla's like tablet. They have it's called the Tesla Easter egg basket.
oh no shit.
And you can just like tab it. There's like all these things you can do with Tesla that you shouldn't be able to do with a car.
Sure.
So, yeah,
So,
Tesla Tari.
this is the next gen, bro. Like we're like upping the bar on
Yeah.
gaming systems, dude. This is a gaming system that costs $100,000. brother.
Yeah. No kidding.
But so only part of the game is playable due to the Tesla storage limitations. So I don't know if you guys have played it, but you can only play the first Inkwell Island. So
I'm laughing at your note.
what did I say?
I would have checked that trunk.
Oh, check the trunk for storage. Yeah, good one. Good one, Trey, from this morning. You'll be able to play it only with a wired USB controller with no touchscreen capabilities, and unfortunately, the gaming functionality is only available when you're in park. So, like,
so when you're picking the kids up from soccer practice and they're still running around on the field, you know.
so no multitasking on the road. I mean, I'm a pretty good distracted driver, and I feel like given the right circumstances, I would be able to game and drive.
Yeah.
But, you know.
Also, I hear it's only the first world or whatever of Cuphead.
Yeah,
So.
the first Inkwell Island. or
Inkwell
whatever.
Island. Yep, exactly. You've played it and beat the game?
Yeah, dude.
Okay.
I was trying to beat it on hardcore, but got a little bit burnt out on the later bosses because it ends up being like an hour and a half per boss that you like just keep on like bashing your face against them, which I guess in the grand scheme of things isn't that bad for a
Well, if
video
you know
game.
how to beat a boss in that game, it will take you like 10 minutes, right? But it's just
well,
learning.
under 10 minutes.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
it's like the fights are probably like 5 minutes once you got
Wow.
them down. You know, what up, Wild Doggy? How you
What's
doing,
up? What's
brother?
up? So yeah, I almost bought Cuphead this weekend because I got home from the music festival like for Lydia's birthday, and I was sitting on the couch. We just had scarfed down a ton of Northern Lights pizza, and had my Switch in my hand. I was like going through my games. I'm like, I don't want to play this. I turned on Mario plus Rabbids, which I randomly bought a month or two ago for like $20. No, I don't want to play Breath of the Wild again. I don't want to play Tetris 99. I'm going through all my games. I'm like, screw it. I'll go over to the shop. And I couldn't bring myself to press buy for $20.
Yeah, I mean,
I still added it to the wish list, so I know like, hey, if it goes on sale like during E3, which I'm hoping like a ton of games will be going on sale.
I don't think I've played a better platformer like in the last like I can't think of a better platformer, honestly.
Wow.
like straight up, like I would say it rivals Mario World as like a game, dude. Like I mean, it's totally
That's high
different
praise.
because it's not like levels like that. It's mostly boss fights, but they're so like well done and stuff. But I can see like being hesitant for like $20, but I think if you are committed to beating the game, it would take you at least 20 hours, and that's pretty much how I gauge my games.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
like pretty much $1 an hour, and if I play a $60 game for $60, then I've got my money.
Oh,
you know
yeah.
what I mean? So
I hear you.
but a lot of like $60 games are like 30-hour gamers. You know what?
Are you talking about Glover?
Unfortunately,
Oh my God.
no, brother, no Glover. We were talking about Cuphead, which actually Sean has dipped his toe into, and he can tell you it is a little bit frustrating.
Yeah.
But
That's hilarious.
anywho, so where are we going next? I don't really want to talk Fortnite yet.
Okay.
I don't want to just drop this right on Sean, like right on when he gets here. It's like, okay, Fortnite again, brothers.
Oh, let's do this. Phantom Eternal Cancer. Good. That's a good hearty story.
Yeah, okay. So last week we were talking about a Borderlands 3 fan who got terminal cancer and was like kind of remorseful that he wasn't ever going to get to see the Borderlands 3 launch because he only had a year to live. Anyways, he got to play Borderlands 3 and had a gun named after him.
That is so badass.
Yeah, dude. Imagine, dude. Imagine. You can skip over Fortnite. Fuck you, Smog. I love Fortnite. I love it so much now. Honestly, dude, that game's rough. But anyways, Gearbox went to Trevor Eastman's house, who is, I already said that. Gearbox also named a gun after him called the Compressing Trevinator. Legendary shotgun with the text, Trev is gonna get you.
Oh my gosh, that is so sick, dude.
Yeah, no, and I mean, it's a good tribute, and for like the effort that you get to publicity ratio, I think that that's like a really like cool thing for them to do.
Obviously, you want to think that Gearbox isn't doing it just because of that, but I mean, of course, like, yeah, that makes me like think that that's pretty badass of the company. And they brought him like all this swag to like all these t-shirts and all this stuff for like with Borderlands 3 on it, the logo and whatnot.
Yeah, they gave him some free swag, and then this quote from him I thought was pretty cool. To everyone that made this dream of mine come true, I just wanted to say thank you all so much. To Brandon, Noel, to James, to everybody that made this actually happen for me. I couldn't be happier. You all went out of your way to make this dying man's dream come true, and I won't ever forget that. I got to play for a good 4 hours or so, and just saying Borderlands 3 is amazing. It will definitely be worth the wait, and I'm so happy to every single one of you that helped. From the bottom of my heart, thank you.
Damn.
Little teary eye there.
It's a tearjerker for sure.
It's a tearjerker
So
for
Doggy
sure.
says, have you talked about the PS Plus games? Because just starting out this month, I believe it's Sonic Mania. Okay.
Okay.
And
Well,
also the Borderlands Handsome Collection. So it's like, I think it's, well, what is it, Doggy? Is it 1 and 2 like remaster? Or is it just 2 remaster plus like the DLC and whatever?
yeah, the Handsome Collection is 2 and 2 just DLC. I'm pretty sure. I don't think it comes with Borderlands 1 in there.
Okay.
But
yeah, super classy of the devs to oblige. Tough. It's a tough one though, you know. I mean, for them to cut out, they're on the last 90 days. The game's about to go gold. I would say probably within the next 20 to 30 days. So to cut out like 4 hours is probably not that hard, but like I think that they probably had to make a considerable amount of effort to make this happen.
yeah, I mean, it's not like a plane ticket isn't nothing, and it's not like these people's time is free. So I mean, it is a big effort, you know, honestly. But I mean, a small gesture that meant so much, you know what I mean? So
yeah, this is a good month for PS Plus games. The other months or the other platforms, not so much.
What do we got?
Not the greatest. We can just chat about it real quick, just because we usually do at the end of the show. But Double Dragon 2: The Revenge, so not horrible. But then you get Volleyball and City Connection for this Nintendo Switch Online. Like, what the heck, man? I need
Volleyball.
Bring me the Super Nintendo games. Bring me Glover, right, Shonic?
Dude, no!
Yes.
Do not put Glover on the Switch. If they port Glover onto the Switch, I am going to like make a pentagram and set my Switch on fire to trap the demons.
Don't listen to him.
Banish Glover to hell, dude.
We talked about Glover more than almost any other game in like the last year, just because.
No, because Shonic's been playing it, and I just keep on having to like see it, and like, ugh. Oh my god.
Yeah, exactly. They would fix it, right?
No, they would find a way to ruin it.
They'd remaster it.
Dude.
Re-glove it, so to speak.
The devs of Glover sold their soul to make the worst game ever. They're like, we're gonna inflict as much pain on as many people as we possibly can. Anyways, speaking of pain, let's talk a little bit of Fortnite.
Okay, let's get into it.
So, banned Fortnite players qualify for World Cup. If you guys have been watching the show, you know that there's like $130 million running on the line for this tournament. And basically, Ziff and Ronaldo were given a 2-week ban for teaming and having players feed their duo kills. Week 3 of qualifiers. Gosh. They were dropped from their esports org when the word got out. And then a quote from Ziff, or I guess from Ronaldo, Ziff and I felt it was unfair the first time we were banned. We served the sentence and came back to qualify. Everyone still wants to see us fail, which is fine, because in New York City, we're going to win the final event and prove them all wrong. So, this is super fucked up, in my opinion. I mean, so they got a 2-week ban, which, okay, that's super fucked up that's all the punishment that you give for such, like, a steep... Because they had, like, topped that tournament, you know what I mean? And that was by cheating, essentially. Yeah. So, a 2-week ban. Imagine, like, you getting a 2-week ban, like, when, like... you had gotten in some MTG trouble, you know what I mean? That would have been nice, right? That would have been a nicer slapped on the wrist than what was your punishment, like, for suspected shit, you know what I mean? But anyways, I'm just saying, like, this punishment is so
It's very mild.
But so then they go on to qualify for this tournament, and it's fucking insane, brothers. A cheater qualifying for a $30 million tournament is a kick in the junk to the integrity of the Fortnite competitive community. Love or hate the game, this should be unanimously agreed upon. I feel for everyone who grinds their butts off to work on their gameplay.
Is this your direct quote?
No, I think this was Dr. Lupo.
Okay.
So,
okay.
Only to get pushed out of the qualification for New York City by that duo. So I think that people, like, these guys have gotten under a lot of heat on the internet, as you can imagine, like any witch hunt scenario. I think that the cheating was like super intense and super bad. I don't think they should have been permabanned from the game. I think they shouldn't have been able to qualify for this tournament for like that cheat.
They should be taken out of the season probably. For
Yeah,
that level
absolutely.
of cheating. It's for a humongous tournament with a lot of money online.
Yeah,
I mean, and take him out for the rest of the season. Which, how long is the season? Another 3 months, 2 months?
I don't know. Honestly, I haven't been super attached to it.
It's multiple weeks. It's more than 2, right?
Yeah,
It would be 4, 5, 8x what they just received or whatever.
So I mean, the tournament qualifiers for this have been 10 weeks. It's over the course of 10 weeks that they're doing qualifiers. So some strange bureaucracy happening there. It's just that the Epic has grown too big, and their bureaucracy within their company is like too intense. So they can't get like. The people that know about the game can't get word to the higher ups, and like vice versa.
It's
so
the same
it's
thing
like,
that happens at YouTube, right? There's a lot of issues just released this week with like this YouTuber that is like saying homophobic things about this gay journalist, saying straight up homophobic like slurs in his videos, and YouTube's like, nope, we're not gonna ban you. Nope, that doesn't like break our policies. It's the same kind of thing. Like that company's humongous too, just like probably bigger than Epic, but like it's the same idea. Do you know these pro players? Like I know.
Well, from the original cheating.
Okay. So you didn't know about like watch their streams beforehand. Okay.
No,
from the sounds of things, they're pretty talented, right?
They kick ass, dude. They're like young kids. I would imagine they're between like 15 and 17-year-olds. You know, because almost everyone qualifying for this tournament is that age. So I mean, they're still young, but I think them going to New York City for a tournament like this is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But this kind of is like an interesting talking point. Like I was thinking the other day, so this is a 100% a railroad. We're 100% railroading.
Ooh, bring it.
Pulling it up now. I was watching this like big wild tournament. There's over like 120,000 people watching this tournament over across a few channels. And basically there's this one guy, so how the game is set up, there's this one guy just standing in the middle of all of it, like just trying to ruin the view. His name was Troll God X, and basically he's just ruining the experience for everybody. Everyone else is in a circle around the whole thing, and there's this one man just like trying to stand on top of him and ruin the game as much as humanly possible. So I was thinking like,
life. Well,
yeah, and he's ruining it for over 100,000 people, which is what's amazing. So I was thinking that they need to. I think an anonymity on the internet needs to come to an end, honestly.
Yeah.
And I'm honestly a huge proponent of like, VSPs and shit like that. But for like online games, I think that it's gone on like long enough, dude. Because like, okay, so if you had to attach your like driver's license to the game or whatever, and you couldn't sign up any more accounts, and it was attached to your driver's license, and you got banned, you could no longer play the game. You know what I mean? And if you did something like that, ruining so many people's time, like Twitch bans you or something like that, or the game bans you, and you actually have to deal with consequences of your ridiculous fucking actions, man.
Yeah.
People go so far with their trolling these days. It's psychotic, dude.
Yeah, I think you're right. But so with these two, like you think 2 weeks to the rest of the season would have been fine for the banning. For this guy, like, what kind of redemption can you get? You know, like, let's say everyone found out who it was exactly, they outed him, and people are, like, doing horrible things now to his, like, accounts on other things, like his Target account, or, you know, like, I think that is also, like, the witch hunt, the mob, the online mob that we have to be careful about, too.
Yeah.
Not sending too much hate towards these people, but, I mean, is there a road to redemption for people that are wrong in an online game? I mean, at the end of the day, we're playing video games.
Well, yeah, I think that there is a road to redemption. That is a harsh punishment in one game, and now you have to find something else to do with your
Okay.
time, you know?
I like
And
that.
I think it's a harsh thing, and I think you'll start out getting banned from like a game you don't care as much about, like Overwatch, and then your toxic tendencies will either get nipped in the bud or they will continue to fuck you up. Like, you know what I mean? And I just don't feel any, like, as someone deeply immersed in online shit, I'm so over it, dude.
Right.
So like I was playing Totally Accurate Battle Simulator on stream the other
Okay.
day, and like the most toxic little fucking shits would come into the chat, and like I had to ban like 2-3 people that I feel like,
How
and
long
like,
were you streaming?
dude, like 3 hours, dude. It's like that's one of the most frustrating things for Twitch right now is I'm
Wow.
banning more people than are following me, essentially. But that's like a different story,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? But like one of them I know for a fact had remade an account, like made a Smurf account type thing, you
Wow.
know what I mean? And it's one of those things that I just wish so bad that his driver's license was attached and I never had to fucking talk to that kid again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
Yeah, I mean, so I love like how when we get these conversations, like a sidetrack, like tangent, but it always turns out something really fun just for you and I. I hope it's good for you guys out there too. But you always think like from a PC mindset, which obviously that's what you do. I think from a console mindset because that's where I come from. I'm thinking back to when people would send me like, I hope that horrible things. I don't even have to repeat them, right? But horrible things like over voice, like
Sure.
voice audio message on Xbox Live because
Wow.
I just no scoped them or something. And then they would like send me more throughout the night because I'd be playing all night or whatever. I'd have like 6 and I would just report. Xbox Live would then, they're the gatekeeper at that point, right? It's not just Gears of War or whatever at that point. It's Xbox Live. So then they're banned from all Xbox Live activity. So I see like from a console standpoint, it's like almost like Xbox Live, PlayStation Network, Nintendo Switch Online, they're the gatekeeper. Google Stadia will be the gatekeeper, but for PC, you got Steam, but you have all these other connections through all these other games. I think that's kind of like where some of these like big game companies like Sony, PlayStation, they are thinking like, hey, we can't do cross-play because we got to protect our PlayStation players from whatever, you know, who knows what's out there. Because if you do a cross-play with a PC gamer can just make a new account, right? But if you ban someone on PlayStation Network, they can't come back because they're banned. Like, unless
Sure.
you have to pay $50 a year or sign up for a free 7-day trial or whatever.
Yeah, I think that would be harsher, like for
Sure.
like a whole console thing is like, oh, now, and then you would get into these issues where your console, well, no, it'd be your PlayStation account. I was gonna say your
Exactly.
console, so there'd be no resale value because you didn't know, but I guess that's not the case. Anyways, I think it would have to be per game, and
Yeah.
like obviously from a console standpoint, that's so much different.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it depends if it's a free to play game or not. Honestly, too. Like,
Do you think that the age level skews higher for PC gaming? Because at first I think yes, of course, right? But then we think about like all the kids out there that, I mean, for my generation playing RuneScape, they're like 9 years old, or like Club Penguin. That's not my generation, but like those kinds of games, like there's so many kids out there just playing these young.
well, I mean, those are browser games too.
Right.
So I
that's
mean,
true.
I guess I would consider that as something different than PC gaming,
Okay.
but like maybe not. I guess because like pretty much any computer can handle a browser game.
Even like a Google Chromebook for like $200.
I bet like some phones can probably
Yeah.
handle like Club Penguin, but like I think that it's like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I
that
lost
was
my
a good one, Brett. Do we want to get? I think that's all we have for the show, except for some E3 predictions.
Okay.
So I've been perusing the things online. I guess there is a Watchdog Legion's information leak this week, and this was ahead of. So we can get into that real quick. But basically, what you're gonna hear is about 2 Ubisoft games of the 3 that they've like said they're gonna announce next week. So one's gonna be this roller derby game called Roller Champions.
Dude, I'm getting that for Gale.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Yeah, it's gonna be I don't even know much about it, but it's a roller derby game. Okay, that's gonna be announced probably next week. That's already leaked. But then we got Watch Dogs. Did you ever play any Watch Dogs at all? I think there's one and 2.
No.
Okay, so it's like this generation, so Xbox One, PS4, and it's like a super realistic hacker. You can go different routes. You can go hacking, you can kill everybody, and you're just
Or still.
Yeah, exactly. Or so you're running through a city. I think the first game was Chicago.
Sure.
And like the big like selling point for at least that first game was the city looks like Chicago. Like the buildings are to scale, the city's practically to scale.
Did they do one in London then?
They did one in San Francisco.
Okay.
So then the second game was in San Francisco. That was a big selling point. Well, guess what? This next one, the third iteration, has another selling point to the game. So let's go ahead and read about these details. They confirmed the game will leak pretty much after it leaked by saying God save the NPCs on Twitter, the Ubisoft account. But that kind of confirms these in-game details, which is really interesting. I mean, here's what the product description states. Play as anyone. Every individual you meet in the open world has a full set of animations, voiceover, character traits, visuals that are generated and guided by gameplay systems. So, basically, you are probably going to have the ability to, like, be anybody. So you walk up, talk to somebody, okay, I like this guy's backstory or whatever. You can, like, warg in or, like, go into that person.
Weird.
Yeah. But, like, think about a game with, like, 100, 200, 300, 400 NPCs that are fully acted out. Like, that is like some new tech right there that we're about to see next week for E3.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how that turns out. It seems like it might be kind of ghetto. Like, I mean, you end up with, like, who wants to play the car wash owner character that just hangs out? He's kind of depressed and kind of drinks a lot. And, like, it's kind
of describing me at this point.
Like, well, no, it's kind of into strip clubs, and then, like, he goes, like, once every 3 weeks.
So
and
it's
that's
not that bad of addiction.
That's pretty much, like, the most exciting thing that happens in his life. Other than that, he just watches Matlock reruns. Like,
oh, God. So why not Cheers like a regular adult?
True, actually. Cheers is good. I'm not gonna lie.
Right, dude? I see it on Hulu every once in a while.
Dude, it's good.
I mean, I see it there advertised. I'm like, should I just click this? And, like, Lydia's, like, walking around doing something in the house. Should I just click this? Because every time I threaten to, she's like, turn that shit off.
Yeah, Norm! Tell her, oh, dude.
She's anti-Cheers, anti-Seinfeld.
Dude, we're watching through Seinfeld right now, and it's so good. But, I mean, you guys don't like It's Always Sunny, and I've been talking about how there's, like, all of these, like, parallels between Seinfeld and It's Always Sunny, and a lot of the It's Always Sunny episodes are, like, directly based on Seinfeld episodes, in my opinion.
Wow.
And I just think it's... anyways.
That's probably why. But, I mean, it's not that I don't like it. It's just I never sat down and, like, had a good time with with 3 consecutive episodes.
Yeah.
Railroading it. All right, let's get into this really quick E3. I do have to leave early, but we can still play till, like, 6-ish.
Okay.
So if we cut off the episode just a little early, would be good. But, here, real quick, dude, I wanted to talk to you about these E3 predictions. Because next week, guys... We've got some big E3 presentations. Let's see. Where are my notes for this? Oh, we do have a couple more topics. So we're good.
We're good.
We're good. So Saturday, which is crazy. Saturday they're making some of these like games journalists go into work. Like what the heck? EA Play. They've already announced their schedule. It's like all stuff that we know about. It's like FIFA, Madden, Anthems. Anthem's in there at some point. I mean, so they're going to announce probably not very many new things, but they've said that this is not an E3 presentation. This is just EA Play. It's from like 9 a.m. to like 2 p.m. or like 1 p.m. live stream. I think that's Pacific time, of course. But still, that's like 4 or 5 hours of like seeing stuff that we already know about. Maybe some DLC or a new season of characters in FIFA, like
yeah.
So that's our Saturday. I'm probably not gonna tune in much. No offense to EA, but I'll keep updated with Twitter or whatever. Then Sunday we got Microsoft and Bethesda. So that is hopefully gonna be the redemption story of the year.
Yeah.
Both these two are in the dumps. Microsoft's about to get eclipsed with the Nintendo Switch coming out like 3 years after. I mean, even though I've always said I'm pro Microsoft, they're doing so many things for the consumer. Also, we got Bethesda, dude. They just released their lowest Metacritic scoring game of all time with Fallout 76. Are they gonna...
People were voting for that game that definitely never played that game.
yeah.
Dude. But
true. But like Metacritic takes into account like not the user Metacritic. I'm talking about like critics.
Oh,
like,
sure.
Actual like people that get paid to like review games said this is not great. It's broken.
Yeah.
So so Redemption Day, dude. We got Sunday. That's what I'm looking for.
Well, isn't the new Skyrim supposed to be like, or the new Elder Scrolls supposed to get announced this year? So I think that's probably gonna be it, and it's probably gonna be kick-ass like every other Elder Scrolls, except for the online one, which I don't get. I don't get how they didn't learn from that mistake on Elder Scrolls Online. I mean, that game has made like a turnaround and is a playable game, and I've heard it's worth playing. Not my style of MMO at all, but I just think that like they should have learned their lesson and not made Fallout 76.
So anything else you can think of? I mean, Doom Eternal is gonna be there for sure. I think that game's still slated for 2019.
Doom was like a cool game, but I won't be interested in the franchise again after that one. I don't think after the more modern take on it.
For sure.
For especially $60 games, man. 100% not gonna be a day one.
Xbox. So I got some intel. They have Phil Spencer, so head of Xbox, as most people may know out there, has stated this is gonna be 2 hours. They're gonna be talking about the details for xCloud or their cloud gaming system. They have 14 first-party studios under their belt, dude. That
14 first-party studios?
Insane. I think that's more than Nintendo. First-party studios? They bought like 7 in like the last 2 years.
Damn.
So with 14, what does that? We're gonna see a bunch of new games. Who knows? I mean, at this end of the day, we're probably gonna see a lot of mostly Xbox branded games from Compulsion Games. We're gonna see We Happy Few. Have you played that at all or heard anything about it? Okay. I've just seen like the advertisement on PlayStation Network store, whatever. Then we got Mojang, Minecraft. We're gonna hear something about it. Didn't they just announce this week they're not doing any Minecraft story?
Well, so Telltale Games got canceled. So, and I think that was like a subsidiary of them or something. So they're pulling it off. Like so
they were making like a bunch of IPs as like games, and now since they're down the shitter.
Yeah. Like, so they're pulling you only have like a week left to download it or something, and then it's like gone forever. So I mean,
digital storefronts, dude.
Yeah, dude. I mean, that's how it be, dude. But I mean, is it free? Isn't it Minecraft story free?
I think like you've been able to get the first. It might be on Xbox Games Pass.
Okay, yeah, that would make sense. But anyways.
Yeah. So the coalition with Gears 5, dude. As soon as I hear that chainsaw revving, that Gears chainsaw revving, I'm gonna be stoked. I love Gears of War. They're not saying Gears of War anymore. It's just Gears 5. I'm excited for that. That could be a day one for me. I love that series. I've said 100 million times. My favorite online experience, multiplayer shooter experience. Ninja Theory, unannounced teaser trailer to come. Playground Games, Forza, Fable. You can see some Fable.
Fable was like probably okay. So. Not to always talk about WoW. I'm in the throes of like high school WoW addiction. Fable gets announced. I'm like, hell yes, dude. You're gonna be able to do anything in this game. Yeah. They said you can do anything. It's gonna be like real life, dude. I get into Fable and I have to walk down like paths with like arrows, and I'm like, I will never play a different game besides WoW ever again.
And then Fortnite came out.
Dude, and then Fortnite came out.
Then
I started streaming, and then it was like, oh yeah, I need to like get followers, so I can't play WoW all the time. Yeah. And then like, dude, that's literally what happened, and like, that was
like the last 10 years of your life that you just spoke about.
Dude, I really summed it up, honestly, bro. Like,
sprinkle some Magic the Gathering.
Some marijuana sprinkles on there, and some binge drinking on the top of there, and you pretty much have a tray taco.
Oh my god, dude, hell yeah! So then, Rare Games So Sea of Thieves has become like this lifestyle live service game, you know? Like they are setting out updates all the time, making the game better for free. Are we gonna see some DLC finally? Are they gonna try cashing in? Because right now you can play that. That was one of the first games on Xbox Games Pass that came to Xbox Games Pass for $10 a month, or you could buy it for $60. So like that was one of the first ones. And also Battletoads, bruh. We're gonna get that Battletoads. They've been hinting at it.
Dude, that's one of the only games that beat Up Down. Like I beat the
What? You beat Battletoads?
So listen, hold on.
One of the hardest games ever?
So the arcade version is so much different than the Super Nintendo version.
Okay.
It's not even a comparison. The length of arcade Battletoads is very short, and it's not challenging. And like I put in like $1. It's not like a huge quarter muncher. Anyways.
So dude, we could see that new Battletoads. Who the hell's asking for it? I don't know.
I don't want it.
No.
I love Battletoads and I don't want it.
No. 343 games. We're hopefully gonna see some Halo Infinite. Probably not a 2019 release date. Like I'm 99% sure because dude, we got Gears 5 for this fall. They're not gonna have Gears and Halo competing. Like that's insane. But hey, we're gonna get new info. Then we got In Exile with Wasteland 3.
Okay, didn't play the previous Wasteland sagas.
Right, yeah. And then we have Obsidian with the Outer Worlds. Do you think they're gonna announce another project? The Outer Worlds just came out. I think it's coming out this week or came out last week, just recently. That game has been getting great scores. It's got me super excited. I kind of want to play it, to be honest.
Is it out already?
Yeah, I think all I know is I've been seeing the reviews filter in this week. Okay. And it's been getting like mid to high 8s, which is pretty good. Like
I didn't think this was out yet, but I don't know.
Pop it up. I'll keep blabbering on. And then we have the Initiative. Apparently they're in a staffing phase. They're going to be talking about some stuff. They aren't going to probably be announcing a game, is what I mean. The Outer Worlds, let's see.
Yeah, so there hasn't been a release date announced yet.
I thought it just came out.
No.
I saw a review.
Because it's like Road to E3 2019, so E3 is coming up, so
go to Outer Worlds review. And then there's a couple more though. Turn 10. Apparently they're not working on Forza 8, but
yeah.
What was I thinking? I must have been in my sleep. I saw the Outer Worlds came out already.
Nah.
I must be thinking of a different game completely.
No, this one's like I don't think that they're gonna be releasing or announcing another game. This game has like some crazy scope that they've been like talking about, and it's just like supposed to be a crazy huge game. And like this is supposed to like blow up Twitch. This would not have gotten past my radar.
I have no idea what 8.4 I saw on IGN this week.
Dude, it's an 8.4, dude. On IGN, we got an 8.4.
I'll try to find it during like in between games with Jackbox, because now I'm like, what the heck was I reading in my dreams this week? So Twitch is moved. That's the Xbox. Let's move over to the next day, which is Monday. As soon as I did not organize this well, so I'm sorry, fam.
Well, we kind of were jumping around this time. We like usually go like pretty formulaic, like down the fucking list, but I didn't want to talk about Fortnite because I was embarrassed about it.
So that was just Sunday, guys. Then we have Monday. This is still before general admission for people that paid that aren't like getting a press pass. Before they can come in, Ubisoft is in the AM afternoon, and then we have the Kind of Funny Game Showcase. They have an hour-long, about 70-minute long stream. I don't think they've announced the runtime yet. Just all indie games. They did this for the PlayStation experience, that PlayStation X, PSX, that didn't happen in December. They had that, and it was amazing. They cut it together themselves, all kind of funny, all love to them. They're the bomb. And then Square Enix, later in the day. I mean, hey, you were super stoked on that Final Fantasy VII remake. So expect to see some more from that. Maybe a release date for this year.
Yeah, no, I actually wouldn't be mad if like at some point they decided to do a new Final Fantasy MMO, because like I guess 14 is a really great game now. So I mean, yeah, it's kind of on that timeline, and I don't think it's kind of like.
Do you ever think MMOs will consume your life more than like what the classic could, though? You know?
Yeah, like I think that there's a lot of space in that genre. It's just. It's so expensive to run an MMO, and like famously MMOs really don't even make money. They're just a huge pain in the ass, and everyone's like bitches. You know what I mean? Kind of thing. So
then the last one, my boys Nintendo coming out swinging. I'm hoping to see something released. I really don't even have any idea besides like what we already know about. I don't think Metroid 4 is going to be there, to be honest.
I think they still need one more big like November.
Animal Crossing, man.
Yeah.
Where the hell are the details? That game was supposed to be out in summer. And now where we're at, fall 2019.
Oh, dude, that's intense. I mean, that could be a game that they just dropped though, right? I mean, is that one is Animal Crossing like a huge IP for them? I know that it is popular, but I mean it's not like a Mario status thing. So I think
if
it's
you look at the sales, it doesn't even come close to anything really.
That could be
it's
a
like
game.
Metroid though. Metroid's like doesn't come close to anything either. Like it's in the 3 to 4s when Mario and Zelda, like Breath of the Wild is at 12. Zelda and Mario Kart and Mario, you know?
I mean, they could literally just be like sitting there, like waiting, like the whole game could be finished and waiting for a perfect time to just drop. Like fucking.
I'm excited for E3 announcements. What's a knuckle puck?
So it's a band, and it's also. You ever see Mighty Ducks? It's like the thing they yell.
I'm so bad at this camera, Jesus.
Dude, you're doing.
Awful.
I mean, the camera view is pretty small.
It's kind of weird. It's like
I'm
up
always
here.
doing gestures with this hand. Like I'll do all sorts of stuff. No one sees any of my violent hand gestures.
Oh yeah, we didn't see the one where you broke the light. Remember,
yeah, you
guys?
can't see that, bro.
So Nintendo's got last couple things. They have Pikmin 4. Hopefully, that's my most anticipated game of like this generation. I love.
Pikmin?
All I want is them to bring. I've been hankering to play Pikmin 1, 2, or 3 again. So I'm looking for them to remaster, or not remaster, but re-release again on Switch because I really was so sick of playing my Wii U by the end of that life cycle. So.
Dude, I played Pikmin 1 again, like, in the last 5 years, and, like, that game is way fucking easier than I remember.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
Like, I was like, what? This is... All your guys would just get eaten by a monster, and I'm like, this is an impossible game. And now as an adult, I'm just like, dude, you just make them run away and then throw them.
Yeah, you go around them, you know, that.
But anyways.
Yeah, Pikmin 4, Shigeru Miyamoto joked about it, like, offhandedly, like, 3 years ago. So, bring your baby to me. I want it. What else? I don't think there's too much else. We have Super Mario Maker, which comes out the end of June. Super Mario Maker 2. I'm already going to have that pre-ordered sitting in my living room by the time I get home from Electric Forest. But besides that, there's some Twitch 2. Did you hear anything about this? I did want to mention this briefly. The two-factor authentication.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything. I think my account was already like that.
Yeah.
Because I think they make you do it for something. But I think now, yeah, it's the requirement for all streamers now. So that's a interesting thing, I guess.
Well, what happened this weekend apparently is some streamers had their accounts taken over, and people were streaming live sporting events. They were streaming porn. They were streaming all this like illegal stuff you should not have.
Dude, that's like business as usual on Twitch, dude. Like, okay, so there was this big story about how Artifact, this card game that was developed by Richard Garfield.
Oh yeah.
Garfunkel? Garfield.
Garfield, yeah.
The creator
Simon
of
Garfunkel.
MTG. Yeah. The creator of MTG, where he made a card game called Artifact. It bombed really bad, totally failed. And then everyone just started streaming porn in the Artifact category.
What?
Like, it was just a pure porn category. And you could just... Why is there water running? I, like, heard this earlier, dude, and I looked all over my house. No water running. Anyways, dude, I'm ADHD as fuck today.
We're good. I think that's all we... Oh, we do have the Apple thing. It's really not a small story, but...
Just fire fucking into it, Dad.
Basically, there's this amazing article. So if you aren't following Apple, which some of you PC nerds out there, and John Wick 3.
What?
Stinky says John Wick 3.
What are we talking about, John Wick 3? What up, Stinky? How you doing, brother?
So there's this really, really good article by Time Online that I read. So if you're not familiar with Apple, they had the iOS event. They announced a MacBook Pro that looked like a Mac Pro that looks like a cheese grater, blah blah blah. But in there, talking about iOS 13, they were saying, okay, guys, guess what? As soon as this comes out, you can wirelessly attach your Xbox One and PlayStation 4 controllers to your iPad and your iPhone, all that to play and anything to play your Apple Arcade.
Yeah.
That's coming out later this year. All those kinds of things. So that was like, okay, a passerby like announcement for me. But I read this article where it's like they just swiped 130 million gamers. Now you can just bring the controller you already have. There's 92 million PS4s out there, about 40 million Xbox Ones. We're talking over 130 million people with controllers that they can just attach to their Apple products now.
Dude, because there are 130 million gamers that are probably retarded anyway, dude. Like, first thing. Okay, so what games are on iOS are like so good on like controller that you would not buy your PS4? Like, nothing, dude.
Probably not. But there's
now.
definitely some games out there. I mean, they have 100 million games.
Okay, maybe 5 out of 100
89 million are trash.
Dude, like there's like 5 out of the 100 million games. But I mean, like on a serious note, I mean that is kind of a big technology jump and a good thing. But I mean, no one's trading that shit in, bro. I mean,
if a player has to buy a controller, it's like having red tape is like the argument.
Sure.
And I do think that is kind of true. Like being like Apple being the gatekeeper and saying, hey, our doors are open for you if you have this controller already. Like, because if you are playing like, if you have an Apple TV, you can already play a bunch of games on there by just syncing your phone up to it.
Well, this could be really good for kids. So I mean, like,
Sure.
I know that my friends' kids are like obsessed with their parents' tablets. They're like, hey, can I have the tablet? Hey, can I use your phone? So I'm sure that there's a lot of games that maybe kids would want, and then they just take dad's PS4 controller, and now they have like a good controller instead of some touch screen stuff. So I mean, it could be stealing up like every kid in the market. You know what I mean? So, and then they get used to gaming with Apple, and then who knows?
Exactly,
you know what I mean?
exactly.
But,
you get them in the ecosystem, which is what they did to me.
yeah, no, they did that to me with the iPad, actually. Like, I got an iPad as a gift. I was like, dude, the interface on this is like really good compared to my like app or Android. And I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna try an iPhone this time. Tried an iPhone, I'm like, okay, this is easier and probably better, you know? So like, it's made that switch. Obviously, the argument can be made that Android's the way, though.
Yeah.
So I mean,
I think you would be a lot happier with Android, but at the same time, you don't really want to mess with your phone, right?
Dude,
Besides
I don't want to
stuff. You don't.
I don't want to customize anything.
Yeah, you're not
dude.
like hacking your phone.
Dude, I have like stock background, fucking like the screen's broken. Like I've got nothing. Nothing is customized.
Yeah,
dude.
you're on Twitch or Twitter
Dude,
or texting.
there's
right?
nothing on this, dude. Like I mean, I have a million apps that I don't delete. Like it's a mess on this thing.
No, I understand what you mean. So yeah, you need to stick with iPhone.
Yeah.
Just stick with it, customizing your PC setup and whatnot.
Yeah.
But that was episode 24. Totally Gamescast coming at you every Wednesday, 4:30 p.m. Central Time till about 5:30.
Like, subscribe, share, follow, button, yeah!